Podcast Talk. Former superstar Dawn Robinson living in her car? The journey of Dawn Robinson.
Tune in to Box
Talk, where the trends ignite. Dive deep in the convo, let your thoughts take flight. Engage with the moment, join the vibrant spree. Your go-to for insights, come and chat with me.
Welcome back to Podcast Talk. If you're new here, don't forget to smash that subscribe and like button. Click the notification bell for fresh content I put out. I'm your host, Mr. LG, and today we're diving deep into some trending topics that have caught my attention. If you're feeling generous, consider donating to the podcast, and make sure to follow me on X and Instagram. Links will be in the description below. Before we dive into today's main discussion, let's touch on the business side of things, the money game. As someone who has always believed in taking calculated risk, I've been doubling down on my investment portfolio. With this current market volatility, buying the dip is a strategy I'm sticking with. But remember, folks, with uncertainty comes responsibility. Always do your due diligence before jumping into any investments. In other news, the tragic murder of G. Money Lil Ronnie seems to have stemmed from a robbery at a dice game. I'll keep you updated as more information comes to light. It's always disheartening to see lives cut short in violent ways, especially over matters that could have been resolved without tragedy. Now, let's get to the juicy topic of the day. Former superstar Dawn Robinson living in her car. Yes, you heard that right. At first glance, this revelation may induce shock, especially considering her prior fame in the music industry with the iconic group En Vogue. But then again, in this turbulent world we live in, nothing surprises us anymore. People can be unkind, and we can easily forget that even those at the top can fall hard. Dawn recently posted a candid video on her social media, sharing her reality of living in her car for nearly 3 years. While many might expect her tone to reflect despair or distress, given her circumstances, she appears surprisingly composed and even comfortable for someone confronting such adversity. Could there be more to her story than what meets the eye? Who is Dawn Robinson? For those unfamiliar, Dawn Robinson was part of En Vogue, an incredible vocal girl group established in 1989. The original lineup included talented singers Terry Ellis, Cindy Herron, Maxine Jones, and of course Dawn herself. En Vogue catapulted to fame with hits like Hold On and My Lovin', You're Never Gonna Get It. And they earned a reputation for their powerful harmonies and mesmerizing stage presence. The second album, Funky Divas, reached the top of the charts, solidifying their position in music history. With a slew of successful singles, including the unforgettable Don't Let Go, Love, Robinson's contributions were invaluable. Despite her success, Dawn left the group in 1997, shortly before their third album was released, partly due to financial disagreements. This decision highlights a critical point. The entertainment industry can be fickle, and the glamour often masks the harsh realities many artists face behind the scenes. It's the reality of fame and financial struggles. I'll be honest, I've always admired En Vogue. They set the standard for girl groups, blending sex appeal with talent. But it's ironic that someone who once rode high on the waves of success is publicly grappling with financial hardship. It makes you wonder, how easily can one's fortune change? One of the worst experiences a person can face is homelessness and hunger. Think about it. At least prisoners are provided with meals. Hostages receive food too. It's unimaginable to find oneself in such a vulnerable position, and yet that's precisely where Dawn finds herself today. Having faced the bottom myself, I know how difficult it is to work on self-improvement when the weight of the world feels heavy on your shoulders. Many will speculate that Dawn's situation stems from financial issues. But what if it's also a deliberate choice? The economy can impact artists dramatically, especially those from earlier generations. Perhaps living in her car allows her to save money while figuring out her next steps. After all, she's not asking for handouts. When I hit rock bottom in my life, I didn't seek charity either. I went days without eating because I wanted to pull myself up without relying on others. As an older artist, getting gigs can become increasingly challenging, and the music industry isn't as forgiving as it once was. The constant flow of income through residuals from record sales or airplay can dry up, especially if you aren't actively writing or producing. So I can understand why she would choose to live in her car rather than burden others with her struggles. Dawn's situation is a stark reminder that fame and fortune are not always synonymous with long-term financial security, especially in the music industry where the earnings can be volatile and unfavorable contracts can leave artists with little control over their earnings. Moreover, it highlights the issue of ageism in the entertainment industry, making it difficult for older artists to find new opportunities. Dawn's transparency about her condition is admirable, and it's apparent that she's handling it with grace. Some might say she's brave for sharing her journey. Many might shun themselves away in silence. Despite her situation, I found solace in her attitude. She still possesses that powerful voice, a voice that made history and recorded platinum hits. While she may face challenges now, her past achievements shouldn't be overshadowed by her current hardship. We must pray for Dawn and hope that she finds her footing sooner rather than later. It would also be interesting to know how her former bandmates feel about her situation. Have they reached out? Are they supportive? Who knows the depths of struggles she might be facing beyond what is visible? Ultimately, life is a roller coaster. We all experience downturns at some point, whether losing a job or facing other personal hardships. These experiences shape us and can lead to profound growth. It's easy for people to cast judgment, especially in the age of social media, but we must approach such topics with empathy. Dawn Robinson is a beloved figure who has contributed so much to our musical landscape. Let's rally behind her, remember the power of community and support in tough times. In closing, let's not forget to celebrate Dawn's contribution to music while extending our understanding of her current situation. I should remind us all that life can be unpredictable, and we never truly know what someone else is going through. With that, please keep Dawn in your thoughts as she navigates these waters, and let's root for her comeback. Thank you for tuning in to Podcast Talk. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts about today's episode in the comments. Catch you all next time.